Are you looking to start a successful coaching business in 2022? I am going to share 5 steps with you that are crucial in making sure that your business is successful. And this is coming from somebody who started their coaching business and didn't make money for 6 months. So I learned all the mistakes you could possibly make that won't make you money, and now I'm going to teach you how to avoid them so that does not happen to you too. Now, make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to share a bonus trend that I am seeing in the market that you really want to make sure that you want to avoid not doing it, I should say, so that your business is as successful as possible. So, if you don't know me, if you are new here, my name is Gabrielle. I am a niche coach and I help people turn their stories into thriving coaching businesses, so you are in the right spot. Here are 5 steps that you need to do to have a successful coaching business. Number 1 is find your aligned niche. You have an individual aligned niche. That aligned niche is your secret to success. There is something about you that is very individual that you bring to the table. That is how you stand out amongst the noise. It is no secret that this market is saturated. There's a lot of coaches out there, millions. And when you're just stepping into this space, you want to make sure that you differentiate yourself some way, somehow. A niche is doing something that you feel like you should be doing, right? Maybe you've seen somebody on Instagram hit 6 figures with this particular niche, so you want to give it a try. Sounds cool. You think you can do it. It sounds a little interesting. You're going to give it a whirl. Now, having an aligned niche is extracting an experience that you've been through from your story and turning that into a thriving business. I preach alignment, and I won't dive too deep into how to find your aligned niche. If you're looking to do that, head over to my How to Find Your Niche playlist, and I have multiple videos that will walk you through step by step how to do it. You want to make sure that you have that alignment, because not only are you going to be aligned and you feel good about it, you're going to have the clarity. You need clarity in your niche to be able to create content and to be able to create a community and so forth. A lot of people skip this step. You do not want to skip this step. And this is coming from somebody who made $0 in her coaching business for the first 6 months. So I've learned all the mistakes. That was a huge one, a massive one. Number 2, you want to start building an engaged community immediately. Your community are your people. And you want to make sure that you're not just showing up in one spot. A lot of people say, master one app and then move on to the next. I don't think you should do that. I think that you should have an omni-channel presence, which means that you are on multiple channels. What this does not mean is that I don't want you to bog yourself down and completely overwhelm yourself getting on every single channel. I want you to figure out where your dream customer is hanging out and find 3 channels to get on. Now, you may be like, well, I don't know where my dream customer is hanging out. When you have an aligned niche, you are your dream customer. A past version of you. A version of you back when you were struggling. That is your dream customer. So I would ask you, well, where were you going for answers? Were you looking on YouTube? Maybe TikTok wasn't a thing then, but would you have gone on TikTok? Were you listening to podcasts? Were you reading blogs? Were you on Pinterest trying to find answers? Where were you? Were you on IGTVs? That is where you want to show up. And find 3. We don't need to do 7 now. 3, so that you're diversifying where you're showing up. Now, you may be like, well, Gabby, how do I build an engaged community? Share your story, and share your story on repeat. You're going to have a couple variations of your story. You're going to have a very long one. I call this your macro story. And then you're going to have a couple micro stories, right? So you can break up that long one into like 5 or 6 smaller stories. And you want to say them on repeat. I say all the time, I did not make money in my business for 6 months. That story, right? That's just one sentence, right? That's a huge reason why I've been able to cultivate a community in my business and lift my business off the ground. finally, right? Back in the day. It took a while to do that, but it's because I wasn't focused on community building. I was focused on building a website before anyone even was able to look at my website, right? I had no one to show a website to, and I was so focused on building that out and making sure that was perfect. So share your story and provide value. Serve your people. And it's not just about serving anymore. A lot of people say, serve. You want to be serving on repeat. Like, you want to help your people out, help your community, but also share your story so that you relate to your people and your people relate to you. Once you attract your dream customer, who is a past version of you, they hear your story and they see the transformation that you've gotten, they want to work with you. They want you to help them get that transformation. Your audience is also going to tell you how they want to work with you. And that's where you put together your profitable product suite, which is step number 3. You may notice I'm talking to coaches here and I didn't just say program. I don't believe in cookie cutter at all. Ask any of my clients, we do not put together cookie cutter businesses. If you want to have a membership and a program, I fully support that. I don't think coaches just have to have a program, a high ticket program and a low ticket offer. It's a great way to start. That's actually what my product suite looks like, among a couple other things, but it's a great way to start. And if that feels aligned to you, like it feels aligned with me, do it. But a lot of people that doesn't feel aligned with. You always want to make sure that you are maintaining alignment in your business, and that means doing what feels best. Doing what feels best. Because when you do that, you are in alignment with your highest self that is trying to guide this journey, and your fears are getting in the way, your imposter syndrome's getting in the way, your inner bully's getting in the way. But the longer that you follow that intuition of yours, that is being in alignment. So you always listen to your gut when you're putting together your profitable product suite. I have a video below that walks you through how to put together your signature program. So that is a really good video to watch after this when putting together your profitable product suite. But the first thing I want you to do before that is ask yourself, how do I envision my product suite? What do I want it to look like? What feels in alignment with me? And then, as you build your engaged community, ask them what they want to see. What do they want from you? Do they want a membership? Do they want you to throw out a course, right? Do they want you to create a really cool course? Do they want to do a mastermind with you? Create that community and ask them what they want. Now, it's absolutely okay to put together a signature program or like an intensive session or something like that as you're building that community to make sure that it is profitable and your business is profitable, you're bringing people in. But make sure that you're always surveying your audience to see what they want from you, because they're the ones who are going to buy it. You may have this awesome idea to go and start a membership, and then you survey your audience and they actually want to see you put together a course. And you may have never thought of that, right? But if they don't want a membership, they're not going to buy a membership, which means you're going to waste your time. So step number 3 is a profitable product suite. And the first step within that is getting grounded in how you want your product suite to look. Second step is asking your community what they want from you. And third step is putting together a signature program for now that you may continue on with, you may not, as your business scales, so that you have something to offer to your community. And don't hesitate to just put together an intensive session too. A lot of people do that to start as they really start building a community. And I think that that is an excellent way to go if that's what feels aligned for you. Number 4. I know I've said the word alignment 100 times and I'm going to say it 1,000 times more. Aligned marketing strategy comes next. So many people are buying other people's strategies to figure out how they did it, right? How they made it work. And then they realize it's not working for them. I'm calling my old self out big time here because I used to do that a lot. A lot of my clients used to do that as well. What we're doing is like the carrot's dangled in front of us, right? And we're just grabbing at it like, please get this business off the ground. What we're doing there is we're running further from ourselves. And that's the answer. Like, you are the business owner here. It comes down to what works for you, not what may have worked for your next door neighbor and made them $1 billion, or what worked for, the person on Instagram who just sold at $200,000 in her course. That worked for them, and that's awesome. That's huge. Does not mean it's going to work for you. So what you have to focus on is what feels best and most authentic and in alignment with you and how you learn and how you build relationships and so forth. So for your aligned marketing strategy, I want you to ask yourself, how do you envision people coming into your space? Is it you reaching out to them? Is it them coming to you? Is it them sliding into your DMs? You sliding into theirs? Is it them filling out your application? Like, what does it look like in a perfect world? And then I want you to reverse engineer that. If you love having conversations with people, but you don't love sliding into their DMs, which a lot of people don't like, that's okay. What I want you to do is focus on strong call to actions. I want your people to know that your DMs are wide open and that you'll answer, right? You're probably sitting there waiting for people to come in. You want to give that value. You don't necessarily want to knock on their door first. So we open up our door, right? And we invite people in. So when you're putting out your awesome content, at the end, you let people know, hey, are you struggling with this? Come into my DMs for some free coaching. I'm happy to help you. Now, people think like, okay, well, free coaching, I don't want to do that. It is okay to give them value for a bit, right? You can respond back with a paragraph of value. That's no problem at all. And then as the conversation continues, you can suggest hopping on a call, see how you can help them. That's going to be a whole other video, but don't get nervous of saying like, hey, like come into my DMs. Like I'm here to help you, right? Like I always say, share your I help scene with me. Leave it in the comments below. DM it to me. Like I will give my feedback on it. That's a great way for people to knock on your door instead of you having to do that. Another thing I'd suggest for you to do, if that's the case, right? If you want people to come to you, is survey your audience a lot, right? Put up polls, put up quizzes. And when somebody responds, right, they tapped on your door first, right? They knocked on it. So then it's a great way for you to be like, oh, thank you so much for that feedback. Like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. Or put up some fun lifestyle polls, right? Like, what's your favorite coffee brand or something like that? Like, you know, I'm going for a walk with my dog right now. Like, do you walk your dog every day? Like, things like that. And just start like having human conversations with people. I find that coaches always think like they have to just talk shop all the time. People don't want that. They want to know that you are a human and they want to be treated as a human. It's not always about selling your program and getting people through the door. I always tell my clients, I am a billion times more impressed by people who have 100 engaged followers versus 100,000 random ones. Because those engaged followers they have built relationships with, those engaged followers are going to buy from them, and I guarantee you they're going to make more money than the person who has 100,000 random freaking followers. I know somebody who has 80, almost 90,000 followers, and she's barely making $2,000 a month in her business. Those vanity metrics like do not matter. So I don't want you to be focused on those. I want you to be focused on relationship building, one person at a time, with that aligned marketing strategy. Step number 5 is now an aligned sales strategy. Now that you have your niche, you have a community, right? And even if it's 5 people, I can't tell you how much more money you'll make with 5 engaged people who want you, right? Versus just a bunch of random ones. When I say community, I don't mean a billion. I want a handful of people. Incredible start. Your business will get off the ground with that, no doubt. You have your profitable product suite, right? You have something to offer to these people and you've been attracting them in your aligned strategy. That works for you. Now, how do we have a sales conversation with these people? You have to find a way that works for you. So my question to you is, how do you build relationships? How do you like to build relationships? Sales is all relationship building. You know, it's very rare, right? Like let's say you have a high ticket program. Those are high ticket for a reason, a couple $1,000s, let's say at least. It is very rare that somebody just randomly hops on your page and is like, oh yes, no, apply for that program. Yes, here's my a couple $1,000s. It is so rare. your clients are likely, not always, there's always exceptions, but likely a majority of them will be people that you've been building relationships with for a while. Now, if you sell like a lower ticket course or like a $27 masterclass or something like that, very common for people to just hop on and buy those. But when you're really looking to scale and you're looking to get into the multiple 4 to 5 figure sales, it is pure relationships. It's pure relationships. So my question to you is, how do you like to build relationships? And now you have to put together a sales strategy that honors that. If you are super introverted and you were taught, you have to DM 50 people a day or else, your business isn't going to get off the ground, you may do that for a day or two and you're going to freaking hate it. It could be something you're doing right now and you hate it. And then you're not going to stick with it. Your energy behind it's not going to be good. Sales is energy. It's a little woo-woo, but sales is energy. People pick up on your energy. And if you right now are doing a strategy that's not aligned with you, it's probably the reason why it's not working. And that's okay. But let's honor who you are. So often, entrepreneurs and coaches and everyone in this space run from themselves and how they best operate because they know there's probably going to be a little healing involved with that. But let's honor how you as an individual sell. How do you like to build relationships? Start building relationships that way. And as you go back and forth in a conversation and you give your value and they start asking you questions, now, how does it feel to take it to the next level? How does that feel for you? What are you scared of? What are you confused by? Really tackle that, dig deep in that. Because sales should be just like you're talking to a friend. And that may be very annoying to hear right now if you're like really struggling with your sales. If you're doing it correctly, there's really nothing to be nervous about. And you're talking to people you have a relationship with, right? People you've been talking to for a while, that you've been serving for a while. And now it's, hey, I can help you. Like, what you're struggling with is right up my alley. Like, do you want to just hop on a call so we can see if that's aligned with you and that you're aligned with me, right? Sales is a two-way street. And a lot of coaches think that they have to just like pitch and get the client. No. It is a two-way street. I always tell my client, the person on the other end of the Zoom or the call or whatever it is, the Skype, has to convince you, not that anyone is in the business of convincing, but they have to be as aligned with you as you are with them. There's no other way around. It's not just like convince. There should be no convincing in this. It should be a conversation that comes naturally to you and is, hey, wait, you're struggling with that? That's what I help with. Do you want to talk to see if like maybe this is a good partnership here? Let's do it. You just got a yes to a discovery call right there. You get on the discovery call and it's, hey, I know we've been talking. It's so great to meet you. We've been going back and forth in DMs. I want to kind of start fresh here. Walk me through what's going on. What are you struggling with? Because it's really important to me that what you're struggling with is aligned with how I can help you, right? Just a very natural conversation like that has a lot of integrity in it. And I will be doing a lot of other videos diving deep into sales, so I won't dive too deep here. But just know you need an aligned sales strategy. And the start of that aligned sales strategy is how you best build relationships, just like in your marketing strategy. How do you best build those relationships? Honor that. Dive deep and honor that so that your sales is successful. Your closing rate is high because you are having a conversation with a friend who's been in your community. So the bonus that I wanted to end with here is a trend that I've been seeing in the market, and this is the key on top of those 5 steps. You don't want to miss this part to have a successful business in 2022. A lot of people, almost everyone, is over the, hey, here's my strategy for $100,000, right? Copy this and you'll get $100,000. Here's my 7-figure strategy, buy this and you'll hit 7 figures tomorrow like I did, overnight. People want to start being approached as individuals. They don't want, here's what worked for me, it's gonna work for you. Ow. They very much want, you got the result and I love that. How can you help me as an individual get that result? And that's what I want you to focus on when you start your coaching business in 2022. Don't approach it as cookie cutter, as here's what worked for me, I'm gonna sell this to you now. Here's the result that I got. So I can get the result. I have a framework for that result. But we're going to approach you as an individual where you're currently at in your journey to help you get to the other side. Please make sure that you implement that into your business because it will be a game changer for you. It will be a game changer for your clients and the results that they get, the social proof that you get, the impact that you are making. It is huge. If you have any questions about any of this, leave them below so that I can answer.